Today I want to share with you a pet peeve of mine, and since I like to be perky and positive much of the time, you may not have seen this darker, slightly more judgmental side of me, but I'm going to be bringing that out today, and this is particularly for podcasters. And in fact, it's useful for podcast guests and anyone who is speaking most particularly on radio or an auditory medium. So here we go. First of all, I'm going to frame this by saying that I think many of our pet peeves come from the values we hold really dear seeming to be violated in some way. I have a value around striving for excellence. And whenever clients come to me, they are striving for excellence. So I feel completely embracing of wherever they're at because they're on that journey. What I can get judgmental about is when I see people holding themselves up as speakers, which is absolutely great. Anyone should be able to hold themselves up as a speaker. However, it comes with a responsibility. It's a great privilege to speak and to be heard. Many people don't get that in life. So when we're somebody doing that, when we're a podcast host, and we've been doing it a long time, there are some things we had better be able to do if we want to maintain the respect of our listeners. There's lots of things, no doubt. As a voice and performance coach, I am SJ Harrison, voice and performance coach. I'm particularly noting things to do with voice communication through voice and speech and articulation. So I was listening to a podcaster the other day whose content I really like. And so I've kept listening, even though there's some things that I'm liking less and less. And one of the things I will say first she does really well is she has a lot of vocal color. So the voice goes up and down, is expressive. She's very expressive in her voice. That's wonderful. However, when she speeds up, I can't understand her. Being able to be understood is ground zero of being a voice speaking to voice hearers. Your audience are your voice hearers, and we honor them by doing our very best with communication. And if we're struggling with something, by getting support, by continuing to listen back if you're a podcast host, by getting feedback. So I tuned out, I turned off. I was frustrated because I really liked the subject, but I couldn't understand her when she got excited because I'll give you an example. When I'm speaking slowly like this, you're more likely to hear my American accent and also the London in my voice. So I'll be less articulated with the consonants. I might have, example, glottal stop. That's a bit stronger than what I normally do, but it's in my speech when I'm slow because I know you can understand me. And in fact, were I to have a London accent, I could absolutely, when I speed up, keep my London accent, but add some more articulation, okay? So you don't have to lose your accent. That's not what we're on here. However, for me, when I speak really quickly, I'm much more likely to really enunciate the consonants in this particular way because I know that I will absolutely lose my audience if I speak really fast and I'm not over-articulating. So in a sense, it will feel like over-articulating. So, back up your excitement and pace with articulation. When you're going slowly, you can draw out the vowels and your consonants are a bit less important to your being understood. This week, I'm going to be niching down even more, and next week there'll be another video on podcasters, and this will also be great for podcast guests. So tune in next week to that. And do like, comment, and subscribe wherever you see this video, whether it's on Facebook, IG, or YouTube. Your comments really help me to reach more people with my voice. Here's to unlocking your performance power.